A gun-shaped cloud was spotted over school today. All students will be suspended for 5 days. A 7-year-old in Maryland was suspended for eating a Pop-Tart in the shape of a gun. The school is offering counseling to those who are emotionally scarred. What I'm talking about is gun control. Not to just keep making new laws after new laws, but to properly enforce the ones we already have, and to change the way background checks and how the way mental health issues are looked at when people are buying guns. There are estimated over 400 million guns in the hands of civilians. There's no way to get an accurate count, so that's just an estimate. But it seems like every time there's a gun-related incident, that they just want to keep making new laws. Inanimate objects don't kill people. People kill people. It's time each individual takes responsibility for their own actions and not to blame inanimate objects for wrongdoing. Concealed carry permit holders have a lot less violent and nonviolent crimes compared to people that aren't supposed to be carrying guns. In fact, tobacco use and medical errors are leading causes of death. These are the type of people that kill people. April 2007, Sung Hyu Cho killed 30 people, wounded 17 at Virginia Tech. July 2012, James Holmes went to the movie theater, killed 12 people, wounded dozens in Aurora, Colorado. April 1999, Eric Harris and Dylan Keebold killed 13 people, wounded 23 at Columbine. December 2002, Adam Lanza killed 20 children and 6 adults, and he also killed his mother in Sandy Hook in Newtown, Connecticut. Next time there's a mass shooting, don't just rush to blame the gun laws. Look at the shooter. Look at the mental health that they did or didn't get. Strengthening gun control isn't going to help people that are breaking the laws. All these people have the same thing in common. They all had they were severely mentally unstable, and they were prescribed mind-altering psychotic drugs. Federally licensed gun dealers are required to conduct background checks before each firearm sale. The system searches for prior convictions and in 38 states, a history of mental health, as judged by a court. Not all states are required under federal law to do that. Unfortunately, very few states engage in serious effort to look beyond the outdated federal standards regarding the purchase of firearms. More needs to be done for background checks and enforcing current laws. Also, policies need to be tailored to better protect the people, not just keep making laws with new restrictions that criminals aren't going to follow anyways. Why not just take all the guns out of the stores and not sell it to anyone? Congresswoman Carol McCarthy said that would probably hurt things more than help. Because you ever heard the saying, when guns are outlawed, only outlaws will have guns. And besides, last time I was in Publix, I didn't remember seeing any meth or heroin on the shelves, and that's still a problem. Just a few weeks ago, down the street on John Rhodes, the cops busted a meth lab. They were manufacturing and trafficking meth. That was the second one that week. That's illegal, and that's still a problem. In fact, when Australia banned guns, armed robberies, assaults with guns, gun murders, and home invasions all went up. So that doesn't really seem like a solution. One of the solutions is gun-free zones. That didn't work so well in a movie theater in Aurora, Colorado. The shooter knew no one else had a gun with him, so then no one else was able to protect themselves. We use guns to protect our presidents, to protect our courthouses, protect our celebrities at sporting events, but we defend our home and families with a sign that says gun-free zone. And then we have to call somebody with a gun to come help us. These signs and new laws after new laws aren't the solution. Like I said earlier, better, more thorough background checks and checks into mental illness will help. This is a map of the United States with the concealed carry permits. The ones in light blue it's a shall issue, which means if you apply, you'll get a permit. The ones in yellow are a may issue. You have to go through extensive background checks, interviews, and friends and family will be talked to about it. And then even after that, a permit still may not be issued. The state in red, the gun rights are denied altogether. And the ones in green, you need no permit to carry a gun. Myths: schoolyard shootings are an epidemic. In fact, over an 8-year period, states without right to carry laws, there were 15 school shootings. And however, in states with carry laws, there was only 1. The purpose of a gun is to kill people. In fact, guns are used for self-defense 2.5 million times a year in the US. Guns are used as a deterrent, even when they aren't even fired. And guns are used for hunting, target practicing, and scenario situations. High-capacity magazines lead to more deadly shootings. The average swap time for a non-expert shooter is 2 to 3 seconds. In Sandy Hook, the murderer performed 10 magazine changes, which is about 30 seconds, of the 600 seconds it took till the police arrived. With a 10-round restriction, that would have raised it to 46 seconds, which doesn't really save much time or any people in that process. At least 65% of the mass shootings showed signs of mental instability in the days, weeks, and months before the shootings. Stricter gun control laws could have prevented Columbine massacre. In fact, Harris and Klebold violated close to 20 firearm laws in obtaining these weapons. Would 21 or 22 laws make a difference? 2 of the shotguns and 1 of the rifles were purchased by one of their girlfriends, who passed a background check. And they used a Tech-9, which was already a banned gun. So, more laws wouldn't help there. In conclusion, guns are the tools used by either the good or evil, depending on the heart of the user. Regulating and eventually seizure of firearms is the first step towards total government control. It's not new stricter laws we need, but to better enforce the current ones we have. I think it's everybody's right to carry a firearm if you want to. But I think better background checks that go into mental health would be more useful than the time, money, and effort it would take to actually try and pass some new laws.